What up, what up, what up? This is your boy, the seer, Mike the Philosopher, and this is your new NFL rankings. All right, now, um, this week has been wild, but I delayed this because I had to see this game with the Packers and the Cardinals to get a good overview of the rankings. And let me tell you, it was a great game. The Packer game and the Arizona game was kind of unpredictable. You know, I thought that the Packers didn't really have a chance going into Arizona with an undefeated team and without their superstars, but they pulled it off. And that's saying something, especially if you don't have your stars and you're dealing with a team that is undefeated and at home. You know, they had pretty much every advantage they could. And not only that, but, you know, they stopped the Packers from getting in the end zone on the inch-yard line. Now, that's up for debate. I think that they should have called it a touchdown from Jones, but they called it back, and the Packers didn't get in. I mean, they stopped them with 4 downs. And then they got into near their end zone, and you know, AJ Green, bless his heart, didn't see the ball coming and got it picked. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It was a great game, though. They definitely earned that win because they had a lot of things that were not. I mean, there were a lot of things going their way, but a lot of things that didn't go their way. So, and not only that, but they didn't have some coaching staff. They didn't have their receivers. They really didn't have much, but they figured out a plan and a way to methodically move down the field, eat up a lot of clock, and get the job done. Let me say this. I think that since they won, I think Aaron Rodgers stole the MVP from Murray. Now, I know that might be up for debate, but I think he did a good job of really stealing the MVP. So I think right now, Rodgers is the front runner for MVP. I'm not just saying that because you see my hat. Okay. Yeah, that's my team, but I have no biases towards the Packers. I treat them the same way as all other teams, but with him going in and getting that win, I truly do believe he stole the MVP from Kyler Murray so far. I mean, it's still relatively young season. I mean, we're midway there now, and it was a great game. But let's get to the rankings. At number 10, I got the Chargers. Chargers at 4-2 right now, and they're doing a pretty good job. They got Herbert, and they got a nice receiving core. I think they can, you know, beat anybody at any given Sunday and really get the job done as far as getting these wins. They're a team that you don't want to sleep on. Let's put it that way. I got the Chargers at number 10. Number 9, I got the Raiders. The Raiders, they're at 5-2, and the Raiders really are doing a good job. It's kind of funny how they're doing a good job, especially since they're still going through all of this stuff with you know, the coaching staff and all the scandal and everything. I mean, they seem to be handling it like true professionals. Now, I don't know if Gruden going out the door was a good thing or a bad thing, but they don't seem to have missed a step. And I think I seen one of the players, and I'm not going to name any names, but he was saying that, you know, okay, we lost our coach. Let's, you know, almost sort of like it was a relief. You know, I don't know to what degree, but he seemed to be relieved that Gruden was gone because he said he don't have coaches cursing at him anymore. Um, Take it with a grain of salt. You know, I'm definitely not going to miss Gruden, but the players, long as the players don't miss him, they'll be just fine. Number 7. Yeah, and these guys kind of shot up the rankings to me. The Bengals, they got Joe Burrow. I like to call him Joe Bazooka because he got a bazooka on his arm. And the guy is pretty good. I mean, he got out of this last season with an injury, and we didn't really get to see his sophomore year full potential, so to speak. But this being his third year, he's back and he's really doing well. You know, I believe this is his third year and not his second year, but I'll double check on that. It could be his second year actually. But nonetheless, Joe Burrow is the truth. He got a great team. The defense is stepping up when it needs to, and I really think that the Bengals are a team to be reckoned with. Like, they held their own with the Packers a few weeks ago, and the Packers did enough to beat them and get out of the house, but not without some bumps and bruises. I mean, the Bengals are the truth. I would actually and they're 5-2. I would actually put them above the Chargers right now, because I that could change. That could easily change, because both of these quarterbacks really are pretty good, Herbert and Joe Burrow. And honestly, the teams are pretty equal. But right now I have the Bengals higher because they do already have a record of 5-2, and they do show a lot of potential. So I put the Bengals. That's why I put the Bengals higher than the Chargers for right now, and that's only due to a bye week. I'm sure the Chargers are going to meet them, or they're going to do just as good as the Bengals. I mean, they're really equal teams. Number 6, I got the Bills. The Bills are really a great team. They're 4-2 right now. I do think that they are better than the Bengals, but they still have some more work to do. But look, they got Josh Allen. Okay, Josh Allen is, I would consider, like, the modern day Brett Favre or what have you. I think Josh Allen is a great quarterback who gets the job done. He was settling in a few years ago, but now that he's settled in, and the game is slower for him now, I think that there's nothing that the guy can't do. And he got Diggs now, he got Sanders now, he got Knox. Knox is out though, so if you got Knox in your fantasy lineup, you're going to want to get rid of him and get Sweeney. I'm not sure just how good Sweeney is, but he's going to take his spot, and I grabbed Sweeney. Not in my season drafts, but maybe in something in like a paid draft, like a sports book or some type of DraftKings or something like that. I did grab Sweeney because he does like to go to his tight ends, and Knox was the beneficiary of that. if Sweeney is any good, I'm sure he's gonna cash in on Sweeney too. So I would go I would go to the waiver wire and look at Sweeney because he's the only tight end in Buffalo right now. They're dry. They don't have any more tight ends. So go pick up Sweeney if you need a tight end. Number 5, number 6. So that was number 7 I had, but I got next up above the Bills, I got the Ravens. And the Ravens are really a good team. Lamar Jackson the guy is amazing. He does it all. Like I said before, he's the real Willie Beeman. He does a great job of scrambling. I just wonder how long he can keep it up. I really do. He's really gonna need to maybe hand the ball off more and maybe not run so much himself. I just want him to preserve himself for the season, for his career, for all of those things. But you can't argue the results. The Ravens are doing very good. And I like what they're doing. Now, their backfield is a bit of a mess. Okay. Now, this is a fantasy tip. If you have, here's what I did. I'll tell you what I did. I exchanged one of the running backs, and I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you the whole story at the end of this video. So stick around for that, okay? But I got the Ravens here at number 6. So I got the Chargers at 10, Raiders at 9, Bengals at 8, Bills at 7, and the Ravens at 6. I got number 5 is the Cowboys. All right, now the Cowboys are doing very well. Dak is lights out. I mean, the guy is really earning his money this year. I mean, he's making it so that you can't say anything about his playing style or his playing skills. He's not making many errors right now, and he's playing like the quarterback that they need him to play like. So I give Dak a ton of props. I even give, the Cowboys team a ton of props. I mean, they got Stephon brother, what's his name? Trey Diggs, I believe. He's on the Cowboys, and I'm telling you, he improved their defense tenfold. So it's not just him, but he has made a huge difference. I'll put it that way. And what I really like about the Cowboys this year is that they are playing at a pace that is very fast pace. And, they can give any team they could be a problem to any team. The Cowboys really, that fast pace is really going to pay off dividends for them in future games. Because they're just going to be a step ahead of whatever competition that they're coming across. So, and look, I rock with the Packers, and the Cowboys always been a bit of a silent rival to us. We don't particularly like each other or care for each other because we're always in heated battles and competition. There was a situation where Cowboy fans to this day is heartbroken because they thought that Dez Bryant caught a pass, and they would have won and went to the NFC or won a Super Bowl or whatever. And people like Skip Bayless and stuff. He still talks about this to this day. And it's, look, get over it. Every time I see Troy, commentating a game with the Packers, he is always hating the Packers. Irving don't really like the Packers. No Cowboy like the Packers. That's fine. No Packers like the Cowboys. We have a respectful rivalry, and it's going to continue. But I got to give props where they're due. I love the way that the Cowboys' speed has changed, because they're playing at a faster pace, and there's somebody to watch out for. So I got them at number 5. Number 4, I got the Rams. The Rams are pretty good. The Rams, they're pretty stacked everywhere. They got a nice quarterback. Not to say that Goff wasn't a nice quarterback. He is. But look, Stafford is just a bit better. That's, he just make better decisions. That's really all it is to it. And not only that, but you're talking about some of the best defensive players in the league, with Aaron Donald, with Jalen Ramsey, and many others. Look, the Rams are just stacked. However, they're not playing up to their potential. And I think that they're probably going to turn it on in the second half of the season. I think they're really going to figure it out and play really hard in the second half of the season and start playing lights out football. They're at 5-2 right now, and they could easily be one of those teams that people forgot about, and then the Rams come and remind them we're the Rams. So you need to watch out, keep them on your radar, because these guys, they're sleeping giants as far as I'm concerned. Number 3, I have the Cardinals. Yeah, I got the Cardinals at number 3. I think since they took the L in Green Bay, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Kyler Murray looked like he was limping at the end of the game. I'm not sure. I'm sure he's going to be fine, but I think by watching the Packers, the league probably figured the Cardinals out right now, and they're probably going to do some of the same stuff. Especially like if they play Dallas, right? I think Dallas is just going to run all on the Cardinals. So I think I could see them getting some more L's. They had a great start to the season. It's hard to figure them out with Murray running all over the place and making, ridiculously good plays. But, you watch some tape and you can kind of figure out some of their weaknesses and the chinks in their armor. So, that being said, I think that the Cardinals still are an excellent team. There is no sleeping allowed on them, okay? Because they can beat anybody at any given time also. So you want to watch out for the Cardinals. They're 7-1, and they're not a joke. But I do think that they dropped to number 3 recently. Number 2 is the Super Bowl champions. People forget about, I hope people not forgetting about the Bucs, but look, as long as you got Tom Brady, you have a chance. As long as you have Tom Brady, you have a chance. All right. And I know that, the Bucs took an L to the Rams, but like I said, the Rams can beat anybody in any given Sunday. And, I don't think that Tom is the type of person who will, I mean, he respect the Rams and he respect their game, but when it comes time, when it's crucial time, I don't see him taking an L. Now, and another thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that they played with Gronk. Okay. When they played the Rams, they didn't have Gronk available, and Gronk is his security blanket. He's a bit of his security blanket, and he can get the ball out to Gronk when in need. They've been without Gronk for a lot of weeks now. So I still put them above the Rams because the Rams defense is still not at full strength, at least not yet. That's subject to change with this season, but and not look, they just won the Super Bowl. Okay, so they will get a half of a credit more, even just for that, because they know how to do it. So I will say the Bucs is still at number 2 because look, they're a good team. They're a good team, and as long as you got Tom Brady, you got the best chance in the world of winning the Super Bowl and getting another ring. It's just that simple. And number 1, you probably figured it out, the Pack. Now, I know some of you thinking, oh, well, he might, he got the Packers hat on, he might be biased or whatever. No. Listen, the Packers went to an undefeated team in their house and beat them without their key receivers or their key stars. They beat them practically with half the staff of their team. Okay? Rodgers went in there and practically stole the MVP from Kyler Murray. It's just, I'm just calling it how I see it. They got a record of 7-1. I think the first game with the Saints was a fluke. I don't think they were ready for prime time, ready for football. They could easily be 8-1 right now. I mean, 8-0. They could easily be 8-0. But they were going to go to the Saints Stadium, and the location changed, and they were jet lagged. They had to go to Jacksonville or something like that, and it just wasn't, it was a game that they were probably too jet lagged and fatigued to really play. But they didn't complain about it. They just went out there and did their best. But and that was garbage. But obviously that was a fluke if you look at, because they've been practically undefeated since that game. And when they're clicking on all cylinders, even without Devontae, like the best receiver in the game, even without him, and they can beat an undefeated team, that speaks volumes. So I got the Packers at number 1. So there you have it. The Packers, the Bucs, the Cards, the Rams, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills, Bengals, Raiders, and the Chargers. That's your top 10 power rankings for the NFL as of this week, this week 8. And it's looking like a great season. Now, here's some fantasy tips here for you. If you guys do play fantasy, let me tell you about me first of all. I am in 4 fantasy football leagues, okay? I am number 1 in 3 of them. And I'm number 2 in the 4th one. And the only reason I'm number 2 in that league is because my bye weeks killed me last week. Okay, I had practically all of my players who took a bye week the same week. Now you could say, hey, well, as a manager, you should manage that. I get it, but I let it go. I let the guy have the W, and I think I was undefeated. Also, I let the guy have the W because all my players were on a bye, and I wasn't about to drop them just for 1 week of a win. You go ahead, you take this, I'll take the L this week, but from now on, I should be good. I got a nice bench, I got a nice team, and I'm going to be first place in that league. I'm already first place in 3 others, so I know what I'm doing. Just wanted to let you know that so that you know what type of, football fantasy manager you're dealing with. So let me say this. There are some players on the waiver wire right now in some leagues that you need to pay attention to. Jerry Jeudy is one of them. If Jerry Jeudy is still available in your league, go get him. Okay, the guy is going to be off of injured reserve here pretty soon, and he's going to just start killing it. He's just going to start killing it, and you need to take advantage of that, and because he's a bit of a security blanket for the Broncos, and I think Tim Patrick is going to take a bit of a hit when Jeudy returns. So you might want to go pick up Jeudy if he's still available. He's probably not available in a lot of leagues. He was in a couple of mine. I scooped him up. Even if I have to just put him on a bench. I don't really like to play players the first game after they return because they got to knock off the rust a little bit. So even though Jeudy will be back, he'll probably be on my bench because if I can afford to, he'll probably be on my bench because I don't like to put him in game action their first game back. Same thing with Gronk. Gronk is coming back. I want to see how those ribs are, but sometimes you do have to roll the dice because these are heavily impacted players. Gronk is a heavy impact player, and Jeudy is too. So, most likely if you don't have no better options, which you probably won't, go ahead and roll with them. But, if you can afford not to play a player the first game back, I would suggest that because you never know what they're going to do. They probably get re-injured or they probably still feel the pain. Then next thing you know, you've seen them sit on the sideline the whole game. And it's like, why did I start this guy? So watch out for that. But if you got Jeudy on the waiver, go get him. Also, Ingram, he's gone. He's out of Houston. He's back with the Saints, and he's going to be backing up Alvin Kamara once again. So the Saints wanted him back. They traded for him, and Ingram is back with the Saints now. So which opens up the door for David Johnson. If David Johnson is on the waiver, go get him. He's going to be a sole starter now. I picked up David Johnson in Houston. And let me tell you this, and I was going to tell you this before, the backfield of the Ravens. I actually dropped Murray for David Johnson. Because Latavius Murray, because look, I don't want to have to deal with that backfield of Baltimore. I don't want to have to deal with that. If I got a solid running back like David Johnson, now that might have been a mistake. We'll see. But David is not going to have to fight for as many carries as Latavius Murray. Plus, Murray was hurt. Okay, he was questionable. He was hurt, but for all intents and purposes, Tyson Williams is the Ravens' best player, best running back, and they're not playing him. I do not understand what is going on there. And then they bring in Le'Veon Bell and Freeman, and it's like mixed in with Latavius Murray and Tyson. Like, I don't want no parts of that no more. So I just dropped Murray, and I picked up your boy. I picked up David Johnson, and I'm just gonna roll with that. So if he's available in your league, go get him, because he's a starter now. Ingram is gone. All right. Also breaking news: Desean Jackson not happy with the Rams. He's not happy. He wants a trade, and they're not going to play him week 8. They're like, no. Okay, you want out of the Rams? You want out of LA? We'll trade you away. I hope he comes to the Packers. I really do, because we need him. We got really just Devontae Adams and Cobb did a great job. Shout out to Cobb. He really earned his check pretty much for the whole year with that game in Arizona, because he had a couple touchdowns. Whoever picked him up off the waiver, good job. I didn't have no room for him, but he paid dividends. So good job to Cobb. But I really hope Desean Jackson does come to Green Bay. We need another receiver. We just do. I mean, MVS, no disrespect, but he's not better than Desean Jackson. I mean, Desean Jackson can blow the top off the defense, and that would just, if Desean Jackson can do that for Green Bay, and then we'll have a healthy Adams. Oh, that is a duo that is potentially deadly. I mean, if Desean Jackson come to Green Bay, I'd strongly believe they're going to get a ring. I really do, because in my opinion, that's really what they're missing, is that take off the top receiver that can really get behind them and go for long distances. I think that that's exactly what Adams is mid-range. He's a mid-range killer. I mean, people double team him, and they can afford to, because they're not worried about the other receivers. But replace either MVS or Lazard with Desean Jackson, and they're a problem. They're a problem for everybody. But I would say keep your eyes on Desean Jackson. Don't do anything yet. But if he come to Green Bay, you better scoop him up before I do, because I'm gonna get him. And because if he got Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball, I would say even better than Stafford. It's a wrap for everybody. It's a real problem. But there are 31 other teams, so, or I should say 30, other than the Rams and the Packers, that he could go to. So it's no guarantee, but keep your eye on Desean Jackson, especially if he goes to a team that actually needs him and has a great QB. He's going to be a problem, but keep an eye on him. Another one is, they're getting close with Desean Watson. Desean Watson is really trying to nail down a deal. I can't really say that I'm going to be trying to pick him up because I don't need him, and I don't know if he's going to play immediately with another team. I don't know what the deal is with that, but keep an eye on that situation. If he has the right situation, and it's possible. I mean, the season is halfway over, so it's possible that Desean Watson can go someplace and play the rest of the season. It's very likely. Whatever issues he got with court battles or whatever, that could easily, be dealt with in the off season. So that's not going to be your problem. So I would say keep an eye on Desean Watson. The trade deadline is coming up here very soon. I believe it's November 2nd. So he could be traded here in a matter of days. So watch out for that. And also Bateman. If Bateman is available in your waiver, go scoop him up. I'm sure you got room for him. Rashad Bateman with the Ravens. The guy just got back and he's starting to ball out. And then you're having some issues with Hollywood and some of the other receivers. So I think Bateman can really save the day for you, cash in dividends, and because he's a great receiver. He's a great receiver. Between him, Hollywood, and Andrews, I mean, they got a great receiving core. But Bateman is slept on. So if he's in your waiver wire, Rashad Bateman, either monitor him or go scoop him up. I suggest you pick him up because they're on a bye right now, and you can pick him up while other people are sleeping on him, and they're not. See, that's what I like to do. I like to grab players on their bye while everybody's sleeping on them and put them on my roster so that the next game they come around, plug and play, and it will be, to your advantage to do so. So there you have it. Jerry Jeudy, David Johnson, Rashad Bateman. I talked about Sweeney for the Bills, the tight end. He's the only tight end. You need to go pick him up. And another guy, Scott, for Philly. They're having some issues at running back. Sanders is not really 100%, and Scott, he got a lot of points. He got the ball a lot. So I would suggest you take a look at Scott also. Byron Scott, I'm not sure, but go pick him up. He's with Philly. He's a running back, and he's right now with Miles Sanders out. He's probably going to be getting the ball a lot. So those are my rankings, and those are my fantasy tips for this week. So far, it's been a really dope week, and look forward to a lot more. Click that like, click that subscribe, and share this video. And also in the description, go get those BMR t-shirts just like this. Dope shirts. And since the BMR covered it, now it's official. Peace.